Your mind is a powerful tool, and when you learn to master it, it becomes your greatest asset. But how do you unlock its full potential? How do you tap into the kind of focus, strength, and clarity that can change your life? The answer lies in something called mind energy, the force that drives your thoughts, actions, and ultimately your success. In this journey of understanding how your mind works and how to guide it, you'll discover practical, actionable steps you can take to strengthen your mind, sharpen your focus, and overcome challenges. You'll learn how to develop the mindset that helps you keep moving forward, even when things get tough. You'll realize that the power to achieve your dreams has been within you all along, waiting for you to recognize it and start using it effectively. This isn't just about gaining mental strength for the moment. It's about developing habits and routines that support long-term success and personal growth. By committing to mastering your mind, you will not only improve the way you think, but also the way you live. You'll learn how to focus on what truly matters, how to overcome the doubts that hold you back, and how to align your actions with your highest goals. If you're ready to take control of your mind, to tap into its full energy and power, then you're in the right place. The tools and strategies you'll discover in this guide will help you build the foundation for a more focused, more successful, and more fulfilling life. Keep reading, and let's unlock the true power of your mind together. Chapter 1. Harness your thoughts to create powerful, life-changing momentum. Your life is shaped every day by the thoughts you allow to take root in your mind. Each one carries weight. Some push you forward, some hold you back. Your mind is not just a container of ideas, it is the engine of your entire life. If your thoughts are scattered, reactive, and weak, your life will reflect that. But if your thoughts are disciplined, purposeful, and directed with strength, your life will begin to move in the direction you truly want. That is what this chapter is about. Learning how to take command of your thinking so that you can build unstoppable momentum and create a life of purpose, clarity, and progress. Most people allow their minds to drift. They go through their day reacting to whatever shows up. They wake up, check their phone, absorb noise, and carry other people's opinions and problems before they've even set their own intentions. They don't realize that by doing this, they are handing over control of their life. The first step to reclaiming that control is to pause and ask a simple but powerful question. What am I thinking right now, and is it helping me become who I want to be? Your thoughts are not random. They follow patterns. And those patterns are either creating the life you want or keeping you stuck in the one you're trying to escape. Once you begin to observe your thoughts, not just feel them or react to them, but really see them clearly, you begin to notice what kind of mental environment you live in. Do you encourage yourself or criticize yourself? Do you imagine possibilities or problems? Do you think from a place of fear or strength? Clarity is power. When you begin to track your thoughts, even just for a day or two, you'll start to see how often your mind gets pulled into loops of worry, doubt, or distraction. That's not a personal flaw, it's simply a lack of training. Most people were never taught how to use their mind as a tool. But the truth is, your mind is either working for you or working against you, and that all depends on what you allow to repeat. Repetition is how thoughts become beliefs. The more often you think something, the more true it feels. It doesn't matter if it's actually true. If you think, "I always fail" enough times, you'll start to feel like a failure. But the same is true in the other direction. If you choose to repeat powerful, honest, and encouraging thoughts, you will start to feel stronger, more capable, more focused. The goal is not to lie to yourself, It's to train your thinking in a direction that helps you act, grow, and persist. One of the most important steps you can take is to start each day with intentional thoughts. Not positive affirmations that feel fake, but real and grounded beliefs that remind you who you are and what you are capable of. Before you check your phone, before the noise of the world enters, take a quiet moment and anchor your mind. Tell yourself what kind of day you want to create, what kind of person you are becoming, and what matters most today. This may seem small, but it is the seed that can grow into life-changing momentum. When your thoughts are focused, your actions follow. You don't need to feel motivated every day. What you need is mental clarity. When your mind is clear about what matters, you stop wasting time and energy on things that don't. You don't need to control every outcome. You just need to control what you focus on. And your focus begins with your thoughts. Start small. If your mind has been on autopilot for years, it won't change overnight. But every time you catch a negative or unproductive thought and replace it with one that is useful, you build strength. Every time you choose to think with intention instead of emotion, you reclaim a bit more control. Over time, these choices compound. Your mind becomes sharper. You respond instead of reacting. You move forward instead of stalling. Many people wait for external change before they give themselves permission to think differently. They wait for success before they believe in themselves. They wait for certainty before they take action. But this is backwards. Your thoughts must lead your reality, not the other way around. If you want to see change in your life, you must first change the way you think about your life. It's not just about thinking positive. It's about thinking with discipline, thinking with purpose, thinking in alignment with the kind of person you want to become. This is especially important during moments of doubt or struggle. When life becomes uncertain, your thoughts can either spiral or strengthen you. Most people let their thoughts spiral. They ask the wrong questions like, why is this happening to me? Or what if I fail? But when your thoughts are trained, you ask better questions. You ask, what can I learn from this? Or what's the next right step I can take? These questions shift your energy. They move you from helplessness to power. Thoughts also affect how you treat others. A mind filled with fear, comparison, or resentment will naturally lead to conflict and isolation. But a mind that is centered, secure, and focused will approach others with clarity and calm. This doesn't mean you become passive or soft. It means you stay strong without losing your center. You begin to navigate life with less drama and more direction. You stop being controlled by every mood or setback. You become steady. To create momentum, you need consistency. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to show up for your mind every single day. Create a space, even if it's just 5 minutes, to sit quietly, breathe, and reset your thinking. Reflect on what thoughts you've been repeating lately. Are they helping you grow? Are they aligned with your values? Are they fueling your discipline or feeding your doubts? If not, it's time to replace them, not just with hopeful slogans, but with grounded, real thoughts that support your progress. Something like, I am responsible for what I focus on today, or I can take the next step even if I feel uncertain. These kinds of thoughts build internal power, and internal power is what creates real momentum. No one drifts into strength. You must build it, and that begins in the mind. Before success appears on the outside, it starts on the inside, with clarity, discipline, and intention. The way you think about your challenges, your goals, your time, your energy, it all adds up. If you keep feeding your mind weak and scattered thoughts, your actions will reflect that. But if you feed it thoughts of strength, purpose and progress, you will move forward, even if the path isn't easy. One of the most powerful things you can do is to make a decision every morning to think like the person you want to become. Not to fake it, but to step into that version of yourself through deliberate thought. Think like someone who is consistent. Think like someone who follows through. Think like someone who respects their time and energy. When you think this way long enough, you begin to act this way, and your life will begin to change. Remember, momentum is not something you wait for, it's something you create. It starts in your mind and builds through small actions. You don't need to feel like it. You just need to think clearly and take the next step. And when you repeat that process every day, you build mental strength. You build confidence. You build a foundation that doesn't shake every time life gets hard. It's not about having the perfect thoughts. It's about having the right ones often enough. Thoughts that keep you grounded. Thoughts that keep you moving. Thoughts that remind you that no matter what the world throws at you, your mind belongs to you, and no one can take that from you unless you let them. So today, make a choice. Begin to pay attention to the patterns in your thinking. Begin to replace noise with clarity. Begin to train your mind to think with strength and direction. Don't wait for motivation. Create momentum through the power of disciplined thought. Use your mind like the tool it is, with care, with focus, with power. Because the life you want begins not with action, but with a single clear thought. Then another, until the momentum becomes unstoppable. You are not your past thoughts. You are what you choose to think now. You are not stuck unless you think you are. And you are never powerless as long as you remember that your mind is yours. Master it, and you begin to master your entire life. Not by chance, but by choice. Every single day. Chapter 2. Build unwavering belief in your ability to overcome challenges. There will come moments in your life when the pressure feels overwhelming, when the future looks uncertain, and when your own voice becomes your worst enemy. These are not signs that you're weak. They're signals that you're human. But within every single one of those moments lies a turning point, the chance to either break down or build yourself up. What determines which path you take is not your past or your circumstances. It's your belief in yourself. Not the surface-level belief that feels good when things go right, but the deep, steady belief that holds firm even when everything feels wrong. You will face doubt. That's a guarantee. There will be times when the odds are against you and nothing seems to be going in your favor. But the ability to overcome doesn't come from perfect conditions. It comes from a mind that refuses to accept defeat as the final answer. When you build real belief in yourself, challenges stop being threats and start becoming tests. And every time you face one and keep moving forward, even when it's uncomfortable or hard, that belief grows stronger. No one is born with unshakable confidence. It's built through experience. You earn it by walking through fire, not by avoiding it. When you go through difficulty and still show up, still keep trying, still hold your head up, you're proving something powerful to yourself. That you can handle more than you thought. That you're not defined by your fear or your setbacks. That you are more capable than you've ever given yourself credit for. This is how belief is built. Not with slogans, but with action. Every challenge is an opportunity to show yourself what you're made of. But most people look at challenges and freeze. They start telling themselves stories. Stories like I'm not strong enough, I've failed before, or this is too much for me. These are not facts. They're fears pretending to be truth. The moment you recognize that, everything changes. You don't need to erase fear. You just need to stop giving it the final word. Start with one decision. Decide that you will no longer let doubt lead your life. That doesn't mean you'll never feel doubt again. It means that doubt won't get to drive the car. You're in charge now. Every time you act in the face of uncertainty, you're casting a vote for the kind of person you want to become. Every time you keep going despite the noise in your head, you're building something solid. Belief is built when you stay true to yourself, even when no one else is watching. Especially then. The truth is, you don't need perfect circumstances. You don't need everyone's approval. You don't need to feel ready. What you need is to keep taking the next step forward, no matter how small, with faith in your ability to grow stronger along the way. The road will never be smooth all the way through, and it shouldn't be. The strength of your belief is tested in the hard places, not the easy ones. You've already overcome more than you give yourself credit for. Think back. There were days you thought you wouldn't make it, yet here you are. There were moments you were completely lost, but somehow you kept going. That wasn't luck. That was you. You endured. You adapted. You figured it out, and even if you didn't get everything right, you learned. You grew, and that's what matters most. Let those moments be your evidence. Remind yourself that if you made it through then, you can make it through now. It's easy to believe in yourself when life is going well, but real belief is built in the struggle. When you feel tired, but keep pushing. When you fall, but get back up. When you don't know how things will work out, but keep showing up anyway. This is how resilience is formed. And once you've developed it, life's challenges no longer defeat you, they shape you into someone stronger. You will never feel fully prepared to face every obstacle. No one does. But belief doesn't come from being prepared. It comes from being willing to try, willing to fail, willing to get back up again and again. That willingness is what creates growth. And growth is what builds lasting confidence. Because confidence is not thinking you'll win every time. It's knowing that even if you don't, you'll keep coming back stronger. You don't need to be the smartest or the most talented. You just need to keep showing up for yourself. Show up when it's hard. Show up when no one claps. Show up when the results are slow. This is how belief becomes real. It's a muscle, and like any muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Even if you don't feel it at first, keep going. Consistency turns belief from a wish into a weapon. People will doubt you. That's part of the path. But that doesn't matter. What matters is whether you doubt yourself. And if you do, then this is where you turn things around. You stop waiting for external permission and start giving yourself internal direction. You look in the mirror and decide that you are enough, not because someone told you, but because you are choosing to believe it. Every day you do that, you grow. Take responsibility for that belief. Own it. Don't wait to feel like you believe in yourself. Act like you do. Talk like you do. Think like you do. Even if it feels awkward or unfamiliar, that's how you change. That's how you break through. You stop reinforcing the old story and start creating a new one. One where you are not your past. One where your future is shaped by your discipline, your courage, and your persistence. Some days, belief will come easy. Other days, it will feel like a battle. But on both days, your job is the same. Keep choosing thoughts that serve your progress. Keep making decisions that align with who you want to become. Don't wait for things to feel easy or comfortable. Move forward anyway. That's what separates people who grow from those who stay stuck. Life will challenge you. It's supposed to. Not to break you, but to build you. And you're ready for that. More ready than you think. But you have to stop shrinking when things get hard. You have to stop thinking you're not built for this, because you are. The only thing standing in the way is the belief you've been avoiding, the belief that says you can figure it out, that you have what it takes, that you don't need to be perfect, you just need to keep going. You are stronger than your doubt. You are bigger than your fear. You are more powerful than your circumstances. But none of that matters unless you claim it, unless you stand up and live like it. Belief is not something you wait to feel. It's something you choose to practice. And when you do it long enough, the world begins to respond. Not because it suddenly got easier, but because you got better. You don't need to convince anyone else, just yourself. Start there. Build from that place. Trust that every time you show up, every time you try, every time you push past the noise, you are becoming someone powerful. Someone who doesn't fold under pressure. Someone who keeps rising, no matter how many times life tries to hold them down. That person is already inside you. Now is the time to believe it. Not later, not when things are perfect. Now, this moment, this challenge, this life, you are ready. Step into it, and don't look back. Chapter 3. Cultivate daily habits that align with your personal goals. What you do every day shapes who you become far more than what you do occasionally. The small things you repeat are building the structure of your future, whether you see it or not. Daily habits are not just routines. They are choices that either push you closer to your personal goals or quietly hold you back from them. The reality is simple. If you want real change, you need to live with purpose in the details of your day. Change doesn't arrive all at once. It begins with how you wake up, what you focus on, what you say no to, how you respond to pressure, and the standards you quietly uphold when no one is watching. When your habits are aligned with your personal goals, you don't need to rely on bursts of motivation to get through the day. You move with clarity. You stop wasting energy on things that don't matter, but building habits that reflect your vision for life is not a matter of copying someone else's schedule or forcing yourself to work harder than everyone around you. It's about identifying what truly matters to you and designing your day to reflect that with consistency and care. Discipline isn't about punishment, it's about intention. Many people say they want to grow, but very few people structure their lives around that decision. They talk about wanting to be healthier, more focused, more successful, but their actions tell a different story. You can't wish your way to the life you want. You create it by showing up each day with awareness and direction. If your current habits don't support the person you want to become, you're walking in the wrong direction, no matter how fast you're moving. Start by getting honest with yourself. What do you truly want in your life? Not what sounds good. Not what impresses other people. What actually matters to you when you're alone with your thoughts? That answer has to come before you build your habits, because once you're clear about your personal goals, you have something solid to measure every decision against. Without that clarity, you will fill your days with distractions that feel urgent but lead you nowhere. You'll get lost in tasks that are loud but meaningless. But when your goals are front and center, your daily choices gain weight and meaning. Now look at your current day. From the moment you wake up to the time you go to bed, what are the patterns? What are you repeating without thinking? Where does your time go? Where do your thoughts go? Where do your energy and attention flow? This awareness is uncomfortable but necessary. You can't change what you avoid. Your current habits are telling the story of your priorities, whether they align with your values or not. Once you know what's not working, it's time to shift deliberately. Choose one habit that reflects who you want to become, just one, not 10 things at once. One meaningful change that moves your life in the right direction. Maybe it's waking up earlier. Maybe it's writing down your goals each morning. Maybe it's walking every day without your phone. Maybe it's practicing stillness before reacting. The habit itself isn't what matters most. What matters is that it reflects your vision and you do it consistently, whether you feel like it or not. Doing it once won't change your life. Doing it every day with commitment will. Habits grow through quiet repetition. They don't ask for perfection. They ask for presence. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait to feel inspired. Choose a habit that you respect and start living it. The beginning will feel ordinary. It won't impress anyone. It might not even impress you. But in time, it becomes part of your identity. And once that shift happens, your momentum builds. Protect that momentum. Don't let small setbacks convince you to quit. Missing a day doesn't erase your progress. What matters is what you do next. Get back on track. Stay rooted in your goal. Remember why you started. You don't need to be extreme. You just need to be steady. A strong life is built on quiet discipline, not on dramatic effort. Be the kind of person who honors their habits, not because it's exciting, but because it's who they've chosen to be. Remove the habits that drain you. These are harder to see, but they exist. The habits of scrolling without thinking. The habits of complaining without taking action. The habits of procrastination disguised as preparation. These daily choices dilute your energy. They rob you of progress. Replace them with habits that strengthen your clarity, sharpen your discipline, and deepen your purpose. Every habit has a cost. If it doesn't move you forward, it's holding you back. Build a routine that makes success easier to repeat. Structure your day so that your priorities aren't optional. Create an environment that supports the version of you that you're becoming. Prepare the night before. Limit your decision-making in the morning. Make your good habits obvious and your bad habits inconvenient. Success isn't only about effort, it's about design. Make your life harder to get wrong and easier to get right. Surround yourself with people whose habits mirror the life you want. Environment is a quiet but powerful force. If you spend time around people who constantly distract themselves, complain, or avoid responsibility, it will influence your standards. If you're around people who show up, stay consistent and focus on growth, your habits will rise to match theirs. Don't underestimate the effect of your environment on your discipline. Choose it with care. Track your habits, not to be perfect, but to be aware. Awareness creates accountability. When you track your progress, you're more likely to keep showing up. Use a calendar, a journal, or a simple checklist, whatever helps you stay focused. Celebrate your consistency, not just your results. Over time, your consistency will produce the results you're looking for. Your goals are not achieved through random effort. They are achieved through repeated actions that reflect clarity, purpose, and focus. Every habit you cultivate is either preparing you or distracting you. The more aligned your habits are with your personal goals, the more natural success becomes. It doesn't feel forced. It becomes who you are. You don't need to change your entire life in a week. You need to change one thing and give it your full attention. Then build from there. Success is built one decision at a time, one day at a time, one habit at a time. If you want a better life, you must earn it through your actions. If you want to be proud of who you are, act in ways that reflect your values daily. The future doesn't just show up. It is shaped by what you choose to do repeatedly. Start today. Begin with one clear decision. Make it simple. Make it meaningful. Do it even when it's not convenient. Do it when no one notices. That's how real change begins, not with noise, but with quiet consistency. And when you live with that level of discipline, your daily habits stop feeling like tasks. They start becoming proof of your strength, your purpose, and your commitment to becoming who you were always capable of being. Chapter 4. Strengthen your mental resilience by facing discomfort with courage. Most people run from discomfort because they believe it's a sign that something is wrong. They avoid it, delay it, or try to escape it with distractions. But discomfort isn't your enemy. It's a message. It's a mirror. It reveals what needs to grow, what needs to be faced, and what parts of your mind need to be strengthened. Every moment of discomfort is an invitation to become more resilient, not by getting rid of the pain, but by learning how to carry it with strength and awareness. Mental resilience is not about pretending to be okay. It's not about shutting down your emotions or acting unaffected. Real resilience is built through deliberate courage. It comes from facing what's hard instead of hiding from it. It's choosing to step into uncomfortable spaces and staying grounded when everything inside you wants to run. This strength is not loud. It doesn't always look impressive, but it's the foundation of every meaningful life. You cannot develop mental strength in comfort. Growth begins the moment you stop avoiding what makes you anxious, uncertain, or exposed. It begins when you stop waiting for the perfect time or the ideal conditions. Resilience is trained in real life, in hard conversations, in early mornings, in disciplined action, in quiet decisions no one else sees. Every time you face something difficult and stay present, your mind gets stronger. And that strength builds in layers, slowly, deeply, permanently. If you want to stop being controlled by fear, you have to stop treating fear like a warning and start treating it like a challenge. Fear is not always a red light. Sometimes it's a signal that you're heading in the right direction. If it matters, it will scare you. If it can grow you, it will stretch you. The question is not whether fear will show up. The question is whether you will stand your ground when it does. When you choose to face discomfort with courage, you train your brain to handle stress instead of avoiding it. You learn that you can feel tension and still take action. You begin to separate what is hard from what is harmful. Just because something is difficult doesn't mean it's dangerous. In fact, the most important things you will ever do will often feel uncomfortable in the beginning. That's why most people avoid them. But if you want to live with strength, you cannot avoid what challenges you. You must step toward it on purpose. Discomfort can take many forms. It may show up as failure, rejection, uncertainty, pressure, criticism, or the fear of being misunderstood. And yet, every single one of these experiences holds the power to grow you if you don't retreat. If you take the pain and learn from it. If you use it to sharpen your awareness and discipline your mind, you are capable of more than you think, but you'll never discover it while hiding in your comfort zone. You discover it when you stand in the middle of difficulty and choose not to break. You become mentally resilient by staying calm in chaos, by focusing when your emotions want to take over, by making wise decisions when pressure is high. This isn't something you're born with, it's something you build through repetition. The more you practice staying centered during struggle, the more natural it becomes. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to see pain as part of the process, not something to run from. You grow your confidence by facing what scares you, not by waiting for fear to disappear. Confidence is a byproduct of courage. When you do the hard thing, your brain takes notes. It remembers that you stayed. It remembers that you didn't give up. And that memory becomes proof that you are stronger than your feelings. Over time, those experiences become your mental foundation. They remind you of your strength when doubt tries to take over. To strengthen your mental resilience, you need to train your perspective. Hard moments are not punishments. They are opportunities. You either let them build you or break you. That choice is always yours. You may not control what happens, but you always control how you respond. Will you complain, blame, and collapse under pressure? Or will you stand up, breathe deeply, and rise with clarity? It begins with your self-talk. When things get tough, listen to how you speak to yourself. Are you tearing yourself down or speaking with encouragement? Are you reacting from fear or responding with purpose? The words you use shape your mindset. Speak to yourself like someone worth fighting for. Speak to yourself like someone you believe in. That voice becomes the anchor when your world gets heavy. Build routines that expose you to discomfort regularly. Take cold showers. Wake up earlier. Say no when it's easier to say yes. Start things before you feel ready. These aren't just habits. They're training grounds for mental strength. When you practice discipline daily, you become the kind of person who doesn't fall apart when life gets hard. You don't need ideal conditions to thrive. You create your own strength from the inside out. Keep promises to yourself. This might be the simplest and most powerful way to build resilience. When you say you'll do something, do it. No matter how small it seems, every time you follow through, you reinforce trust in yourself. And when life tests you, that trust becomes the reason you don't quit. You believe in your own reliability. You stop needing approval. You stop depending on external motivation. You know who you are, and you act like it. Don't hide your pain. Process it. Sit with it. Learn from it. Pain will visit every person at some point. What matters is what you do with it. If you avoid it, it controls you. If you face it, it becomes fuel. Use it to understand yourself more deeply. Use it to build strength in the places that once felt fragile. The more honest you are with your pain, the more power you gain from it. Every time you do something uncomfortable, and don't run away, you create a new pattern, a new identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who breaks under pressure, and start seeing yourself as someone who rises through it. That shift is everything. It changes the way you show up. It changes how you lead, how you work, how you love, how you grow. And it all starts with a simple choice: to face what's hard, even when it's easier to avoid it. If you wait for comfort before you take action, you'll never move. You'll live stuck in a small, safe version of your life. But if you make peace with discomfort, if you welcome it as part of your growth, nothing can hold you back. You will become unshakable, not because life gets easier, but because you get stronger. You don't need to be fearless. You need to be brave. You need to stand in the hard places and keep your eyes open. You need to feel the fear and move anyway. That's how you train your mind to work for you, instead of against you. That's how you turn difficulty into discipline and discomfort into strength. And over time, that resilience becomes your foundation. When life throws more than you expected, you won't collapse, you'll rise. You'll breathe deeper, think clearer, and move forward. Not because it's easy, but because you've trained for it. Because you've lived through the fire and chose to walk through it with your head high. You know who you are, and nothing can take that away. Chapter 5. Master focus and eliminate distractions for unstoppable productivity. Focus is the key that unlocks your potential. Without it, your actions scatter and your energy is diluted. With it, you direct your attention to what truly matters, enabling you to make real progress in a world full of distractions. The truth is that we are constantly bombarded with stimuli, social media notifications, emails, news, conversations, and endless to-do lists. This constant noise drains our mental energy and fragments our attention. It's no wonder we feel overwhelmed, even when we're busy. In today's world, mastering focus is not just a skill, it's a superpower. The first step to mastering focus is realizing that it's not something you're born with, it's something you cultivate. Like a muscle, focus requires practice, discipline, and commitment. Every moment that you give your attention to something, you are either strengthening or weakening your ability to focus. This is why it's critical to be intentional about where you direct your energy. Focus is not about multitasking. In fact, multitasking is a myth that most of us have fallen prey to. When we think we're multitasking, we're actually just switching back and forth between tasks, which reduces our effectiveness and exhausts our mental energy. True focus is single-tasking. It's about giving your full attention to one thing, to the exclusion of everything else. To master focus, you need to create an environment that supports it. Your surroundings play a crucial role in determining your ability to concentrate. If your workspace is cluttered, your mind will be cluttered. If your phone is constantly within reach, you'll be distracted every few minutes. If your thoughts are all over the place, your focus will slip away like sand through your fingers. The first step in eliminating distractions is to clean up your environment. Remove anything that isn't essential to the task at hand. Put your phone on silent or out of sight. Close unnecessary tabs on your computer. Clear your desk of clutter. By removing physical distractions, you set the stage for your mind to focus. Next, it's important to establish a routine. The more structured your day is, the easier it will be to stay focused. When your mind knows what to expect, it can stay sharp and avoid unnecessary mental effort. Start by creating a schedule that includes focused work blocks, short breaks, and time for rest. It might feel difficult at first, but the more you commit to these blocks of focused work, the stronger your ability to concentrate will become. This structure also helps eliminate the temptation to get sidetracked. By knowing exactly when you'll tackle certain tasks, you reduce the likelihood of wasting time and mental energy on irrelevant distractions. Along with a solid routine, it's essential to prioritize your tasks. Not everything that demands your attention is equally important. The key to mastery lies in learning how to distinguish between tasks that move you closer to your goals and those that simply keep you busy. Use tools like the Eisenhower matrix to help you evaluate the urgency and importance of each task. Focus first on the things that align with your long-term goals and that require your full attention. When you commit to prioritizing, you're also committing to saying no to distractions. Every time you say yes to a task, you're saying no to something else. Saying no to distractions is a powerful act of self-discipline. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of new ideas, or to be pulled into conversations that aren't serving your purpose. But by saying no, you protect your time and energy, allowing you to give your full attention to the most important tasks. This is where mental resilience comes into play. Staying focused requires you to guard your energy fiercely, to resist the temptation to do things that aren't helping you grow. Distractions also come from within. Your mind can easily wander, chasing thoughts that aren't related to what you're doing. It's natural to have these thoughts. They don't make you a failure, but how you respond to them is what matters. Instead of getting frustrated or trying to force your mind to stop thinking, acknowledge the thought, let it pass, and return your focus to the task at hand. This practice of mindfulness helps you strengthen your ability to concentrate. It teaches you to be aware of your thoughts without letting them control you. Another effective strategy for mastering focus is to implement the Pomodoro technique. This method involves working in short, focused intervals, usually 25 minutes, followed by a 5-minute break. After 4 sessions, you take a longer break. The Pomodoro technique works because it capitalizes on the natural rhythms of your brain. Your mind can stay focused for a set period, but after that, it needs a rest. The breaks allow your brain to recharge, preventing burnout and keeping your focus sharp. This method has been proven to increase productivity and make work feel more manageable. To deepen your focus, you also need to practice mental conditioning. This involves training your brain to stay focused even when distractions arise. One way to do this is through meditation or mindfulness exercises. By training your mind to stay present, you reduce the tendency to get distracted by random thoughts or external stimuli. Meditation strengthens your ability to focus by teaching you how to bring your attention back to the present moment again and again. The importance of rest cannot be overstated. Your mind needs time to recharge in order to perform at its best. If you neglect sleep or skip breaks, your focus will quickly diminish. When you're well rested, your brain operates at a higher level, making it easier to concentrate for longer periods. A lack of rest, on the other hand, leads to mental fatigue and distractibility. Sleep breaks and downtime are all part of the process of mastering focus. Another essential aspect of mastering focus is managing your energy. When you're operating on low energy, your ability to focus will suffer. That's why it's important to stay physically active, eat a balanced diet, and hydrate throughout the day. Movement, especially aerobic exercise, increases blood flow to the brain, improving cognitive function and mental clarity. When you feel physically energized, your mind follows suit. By taking care of your body, you enhance your mental performance. One of the most effective ways to eliminate distractions is to establish boundaries with other people. If you're working from home or in a shared space, make it clear when you need uninterrupted time to focus. Set specific hours when you will not be available for socializing or other non-work related activities. By communicating your boundaries and sticking to them, you ensure that your time is respected, which in turn helps you stay focused. Mastering focus is a lifelong practice. It requires constant vigilance, discipline, and self-awareness. But every small step you take toward eliminating distractions and honing your attention compounds over time. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to enter a state of deep focus, and the more productive and effective you will be in achieving your goals. Remember, focus is not something you either have or don't have. It's a skill that can be cultivated and strengthened. The key is consistency. Commit to practicing focus every single day, and over time, you'll see the remarkable impact it has on your productivity, your personal growth, and your success. Focus is not just about doing more, it's about doing what matters most with all the energy and attention you have. And that makes all the difference. Chapter 6. Develop a mindset of abundance and unlimited potential. Developing a mindset of abundance is the first step toward unlocking your limitless potential. We often hear people speak of scarcity, the fear of not having enough, and the belief that opportunities are limited. These limiting beliefs can shape your entire life and create invisible barriers to success and happiness. But the truth is that the world is abundant, and so are the opportunities available to you. When you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance, everything changes. You begin to see the world through a different lens, one that reveals endless possibilities, resources, and opportunities for growth. The core of an abundance mindset is the belief that there is enough for everyone. There is enough wealth, enough love, enough opportunities, and enough success for all of us. This mindset frees you from the constant comparison to others and the fear of missing out. Instead of feeling like there is a limited amount of success to go around, you start to believe that success is abundant and that you have the power to create your own. This doesn't mean that life will always be easy or that you will never face challenges. It means that you approach life with the belief that there is always a way to overcome obstacles and achieve your goals. One of the biggest challenges we face when developing an abundance mindset is overcoming the fear of failure. Many people fear failure because they see it as a reflection of their worth or a sign that they're not good enough. However, in an abundance mindset, failure is seen as a stepping stone towards success. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, grow, and become better. When you embrace failure as a natural part of the journey, you stop letting it control your decisions. You start taking risks, trying new things, and stepping outside of your comfort zone because you know that even if things don't go as planned, you will still grow from the experience. Another key to developing an abundance mindset is the ability to be grateful for what you already have. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking in your life to what's abundant. It's easy to get caught up in the cycle of wanting more and feeling dissatisfied with what we have. However, when you practice gratitude, you shift your attention to the blessings in your life, no matter how big or small. By doing so, you send a powerful message to the universe that you are thankful for what you have, and you open yourself up to receiving even more. Gratitude is the foundation of abundance because it's impossible to feel lacking when you are focused on all the things you already have in your life. Your thoughts and beliefs play a major role in shaping your reality. If you constantly think in terms of scarcity, you will attract more scarcity into your life. On the other hand, if you believe in abundance, you will begin to notice opportunities and resources that were always available to you, but that you may have overlooked before. Your thoughts create your reality, and when you change the way you think, you change the world around you. A powerful tool for shifting your mindset is positive affirmations. Repeating affirmations that align with your goals and your vision for your life can help reprogram your mind to believe in abundance and unlimited potential. For example, you can say, "I am deserving of success, there is more than enough for me," or "I attract abundance into my life every day." These affirmations reinforce the belief that you are worthy of success and that opportunities are always available to you. In addition to shifting your thoughts, you also need to take action. An abundance mindset isn't just about thinking positively, it's about actively pursuing your goals and creating the opportunities you desire. When you take consistent, focused action, you demonstrate your belief in abundance. Action is the bridge between desire and manifestation. You can't expect things to magically fall into place without putting in the effort. If you want to achieve something, whether it's a personal or professional goal, you must be willing to put in the work, even when things seem difficult or uncertain. Taking action shows that you trust in the process and that you're ready to receive the abundance that's waiting for you. Another important aspect of developing an abundance mindset is letting go of the fear of competition. Many people are afraid of others succeeding because they believe that someone else's success diminishes their own. However, in an abundant world, there is enough success to go around. You don't have to compete with others for resources or opportunities because they are limitless. Instead of feeling threatened by the success of others, celebrate it, learn from it, use it as inspiration to fuel your own growth. When you see others succeeding, it means that success is possible for you too. You can create your own path to success without feeling like you're in a race with everyone else. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is another key to cultivating an abundant mindset. The people you spend time with can either lift you up or hold you back. When you're surrounded by individuals who believe in abundance, who support your goals, and who encourage you to take risks and grow, you begin to internalize these beliefs. On the other hand, if you're constantly around people who dwell on scarcity and limitations, you may start to adopt those beliefs as well. Be intentional about the company you keep and seek out relationships that nurture your mindset of abundance. You also need to develop a mindset of giving. When you give freely, whether it's your time, resources, or energy, you reinforce the belief that there is always more where that came from. Giving is a powerful way to affirm that you are abundant and that you trust that the universe will provide for you. It's easy to hold on tightly to what we have because we fear that there won't be enough. But by giving, you send out the message that you believe there will always be more to come. And when you give with an open heart, you create a cycle of abundance that flows back to you. Abundance is a mindset, but it's also a lifestyle. It's about choosing to see the world as full of possibilities and opportunities, even when things don't go as planned. It's about believing that there is always a way, no matter how challenging life may seem at times. When you adopt an abundance mindset, you unlock the potential to create a life that aligns with your highest goals and deepest desires. The more you embrace this mindset, the more it becomes a natural part of who you are, and the more you attract abundance into your life. It's not just about thinking positively, it's about living as if you are worthy of success and abundance in every area of your life. An abundance mindset empowers you to take risks, embrace challenges, and stay committed to your personal growth. When you approach life with a belief in unlimited potential, you stop limiting yourself. You start to believe that anything is possible, and you begin to take the necessary steps to make your dreams a reality. By shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance, you open yourself up to a world of opportunities and possibilities that you may have never seen before. Your potential is limitless, and it all starts with believing that there is more than enough for you to achieve your goals and live the life you truly desire. Chapter 7. Transform setbacks into stepping stones for growth and success. Setbacks are an inevitable part of life, no matter how much we try to avoid them. Whether it's a personal failure, a missed opportunity, or an unexpected turn of events, setbacks have a way of shaking us to the core. However, it's not the setback itself that defines us, it's how we respond to it. The difference between those who grow from their experiences and those who remain stagnant is how they view setbacks. If you can learn to see setbacks as opportunities rather than obstacles, you'll unlock a new level of growth and success in your life. When a setback occurs, the initial reaction is often disappointment, frustration, or even anger. We may question why things didn't go the way we had planned, or feel discouraged by the effort it took to get to this point. But it's essential to understand that setbacks are not roadblocks, they are simply detours on the road to success. Every setback, no matter how painful or inconvenient, carries with it a lesson that can help you grow. It is these lessons that will ultimately lead you to greater success. The key is to shift your mindset and approach setbacks as opportunities to learn, adapt, and improve. One of the most powerful ways to transform setbacks into stepping stones is by reframing the situation. Instead of seeing a setback as a failure or a defeat, look at it as an opportunity for growth. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I use this setback to become better, stronger, or wiser? By reframing the setback in this way, you take away its power to discourage you and instead harness its potential to fuel your personal development. The ability to reframe setbacks is a mindset shift that can drastically change how you approach challenges in your life. Another way to turn setbacks into stepping stones is by focusing on the process rather than the outcome. It's easy to get caught up in the desire to reach a specific goal, and when that goal doesn't materialize as planned, it can feel like a personal failure. But success is not a destination, it's a journey. The process, the effort, the learning and the growth along the way is just as important as the outcome. When you focus on the process, setbacks become part of that journey, not signs that you've failed. Every step, even the ones that feel like setbacks, is a part of your growth. When you experience a setback, take the time to reflect on what went wrong. What were the factors that contributed to the situation? Were there areas where you could have done things differently? Self-reflection is a powerful tool for personal growth. By understanding the root cause of a setback, you gain valuable insights into areas of your life where you may need to adjust your approach. This self-awareness allows you to make better decisions in the future, helping you navigate challenges with greater ease and confidence. Another key to transforming setbacks into stepping stones is to stay committed to your vision, even when things don't go as planned. It's easy to get discouraged when a setback knocks you off course, but staying true to your long-term goals will keep you moving forward. Remind yourself why you started and the bigger picture you're working toward. Setbacks are temporary, but your vision and purpose are what will carry you through the tough times. Staying committed to your vision helps you persevere in the face of adversity and prevents you from giving up when things get difficult. Resilience is a critical trait for turning setbacks into stepping stones. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to keep going when things get tough, and to maintain a positive outlook despite challenges. Building resilience is not something that happens overnight. It's a skill that you develop over time. One of the best ways to strengthen your resilience is by practicing mental toughness. Mental toughness is the ability to stay focused, remain positive, and maintain your confidence even in the face of setbacks. When you build mental toughness, setbacks become less of a threat because you know that you have the inner strength to overcome them. As you face setbacks, remember that they are not a reflection of your worth or your abilities. Every person, no matter how successful, has faced setbacks along the way. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they respond to those setbacks. Successful people see setbacks as temporary, as part of the learning curve, and they use them as stepping stones to reach higher levels of success. Failure does not define who you are, it's how you rise after each setback that truly defines you. It's important to understand that setbacks are a natural part of the success process. They are not something to fear or avoid, but something to embrace. Every time you face a setback, you gain new knowledge, new skills, and a deeper understanding of what it takes to succeed. These experiences make you more capable, more adaptable, and more prepared for the challenges that lie ahead. The more setbacks you encounter and overcome, the stronger you become. They become the foundation upon which you build your future success. Another way to turn setbacks into stepping stones is to practice patience. It's easy to become frustrated when things don't happen as quickly as we'd like. However, success takes time, and setbacks are often part of the natural timeline. Patience allows you to stay focused on your goals, even when things aren't moving as fast as you'd like. By practicing patience, you develop the ability to persevere through the difficult times and trust that the effort you're putting in will eventually pay off. A setback can also serve as a reminder to stay humble. Sometimes when things are going well, we can become complacent or overly confident. Setbacks humble us, reminding us that success is never guaranteed, and we must always remain focused, disciplined, and grounded. Humility is an important trait to cultivate because it allows you to remain open to learning, to making adjustments, and to continuing to grow. When you approach setbacks with humility, you are more likely to learn from them and use them to improve yourself and your situation. Finally, remember that setbacks are part of the process of becoming the best version of yourself. Success is not just about reaching a specific goal, it's about who you become along the way. The challenges, the failures and the setbacks are all integral to this process. Without them, you would never grow, you would never learn, and you would never become the person who can handle the success you desire. Setbacks are not obstacles, they are stepping stones. They are the experiences that shape you into a stronger, wiser, and more resilient person. When you approach setbacks with the right mindset, you'll see them for what they truly are, opportunities for growth and success. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and become better. By reframing setbacks, focusing on the process, staying committed to your vision, building resilience, practicing patience, and embracing humility, you can transform any setback into a stepping stone that leads you closer to your goals. Success is not a straight line, it's a winding road filled with challenges, but those challenges are the very things that make success so meaningful and rewarding. Chapter 8. Take responsibility for your actions and shape your destiny. Taking responsibility for your actions is the most powerful way to take control of your life and shape your destiny. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming others or external circumstances for the challenges you face. But the truth is, your life is the result of the choices you've made, and only by owning those choices can you truly create the life you desire. Responsibility isn't about fault or guilt, it's about empowerment and the ability to take charge of your future. The first step in taking responsibility for your actions is recognizing that you are the author of your own story. You may not have control over every situation or event in your life, but you always have control over how you respond. Life may present you with challenges, but it's your decisions, your responses, and your actions that determine the outcome. When you accept full responsibility for your choices, you stop being a victim of circumstance and become an active participant in creating your future. It's easy to fall into the habit of blaming others for our problems. Whether it's our upbringing, our environment, or the people around us, it can feel comforting to shift responsibility away from ourselves. But the reality is, when you place blame, you surrender your power. You give away control of your life to someone or something else. Blame keeps you stuck in a victim mentality, where you believe that your circumstances are out of your hands and there's nothing you can do to change them. But by taking responsibility for your actions, you reclaim your power. You recognize that you have the ability to choose how you react, how you grow, and how you move forward. Taking responsibility for your actions also means taking ownership of your mistakes. It's natural to feel embarrassed or ashamed when we make errors, but those mistakes are valuable learning opportunities. When you take responsibility for your failures, you free yourself from the burden of shame and guilt. You stop hiding from your mistakes and instead embrace them as stepping stones on your path to growth. Mistakes are not failures, they are simply lessons that can help you improve, adjust, and become a better version of yourself. The key is to learn from them and use that knowledge to make better choices in the future. One of the most empowering aspects of taking responsibility is recognizing that you are in charge of your own reactions. People and circumstances will always try to influence your state of mind, but you have the power to choose how you respond. The situation may be difficult, the person may be challenging, but your reaction is always within your control. By taking responsibility for your reactions, you create a sense of inner peace and strength. You stop reacting impulsively and start responding thoughtfully. You stop letting external forces dictate your emotional state and instead take charge of your feelings, thoughts, and actions. Taking responsibility for your actions also requires you to let go of excuses. It's easy to justify inaction or blame external factors for why things aren't going the way you want. But excuses only hold you back. They create a barrier between where you are now and where you want to be. Every excuse you make is a reason why you're not taking action. But when you own your actions and stop making excuses, you break down those barriers and open yourself up to new possibilities. You stop waiting for the perfect circumstances or the right time, and instead, you take action now. You move forward, regardless of the obstacles, and trust that your efforts will lead you to success. Taking responsibility also means being accountable to yourself. It's easy to make promises to others, but the real test is in keeping promises to yourself. When you commit to a goal, it's your responsibility to follow through. No one else can do it for you. Self-accountability is the foundation of self-discipline. It's about holding yourself to a higher standard and making sure that your actions align with your goals and values. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you commit to a course of action, stick with it. By holding yourself accountable, you strengthen your character and develop the discipline necessary to achieve your dreams. Taking responsibility also means taking care of your mental and emotional health. You are responsible for how you feel, how you think, and how you handle stress, disappointment, and adversity. While you may not be able to control every external factor, you can control your internal state. You can choose to approach life with a positive attitude, practice gratitude, and take care of your mind and body. Self-care is not selfish. It's an essential part of taking responsibility for your life. When you prioritize your well-being, you equip yourself with the mental clarity and emotional resilience needed to tackle life's challenges head-on. One of the most important aspects of taking responsibility for your actions is understanding that you have the power to change. Many people stay stuck in patterns of behavior or negative thinking because they believe that they are incapable of change. But the truth is, change is always possible. You have the power to rewrite your story, to take different actions, and to shift your mindset. The moment you take responsibility for your life, you also take responsibility for your transformation. You stop waiting for someone or something else to change, and instead take charge of your own evolution. Every step you take towards self-improvement is a step towards shaping your destiny. Taking responsibility also means embracing the idea of ownership in your relationships. Your actions, your words, and your behavior have an impact on those around you. Whether it's your family, friends, or colleagues, the way you show up in your relationships shapes the dynamics and the outcomes. Taking responsibility for your actions in relationships means being honest, being accountable, and showing up with integrity. It means owning up to your mistakes, apologizing when necessary, and doing your part to nurture the connection. Relationships require effort and responsibility, and by taking ownership, you build stronger, more meaningful connections. Ultimately, taking responsibility for your actions is the key to shaping your destiny. You cannot control everything in life, but you can control how you respond to life's challenges. By taking full ownership of your decisions, reactions, and outcomes, you empower yourself to create the life you desire. Responsibility is not about blame, it's about ownership, empowerment, and growth. When you stop blaming others or external circumstances and start taking full responsibility for your life, you unlock the potential to create the future you want. The power to shape your destiny is in your hands, and it starts with the decision to take responsibility for your actions. Chapter 9. Practice gratitude daily to fuel positive energy and clarity. Gratitude is a powerful tool that can transform your life in ways you might not expect. It's easy to take the good things in life for granted, But when you actively practice gratitude, you begin to shift your perspective and open yourself up to an abundance of positive energy and clarity. Gratitude is not just a passive feeling, it's a practice that can fuel your mind, body, and spirit, helping you navigate challenges with a sense of calm and appreciation. The first thing to recognize about gratitude is that it is a conscious choice. You have the power to choose where you focus your attention. Every day you are presented with a multitude of situations, some positive, some negative. However, the more you choose to focus on the positive, the more positive you will attract into your life. This doesn't mean ignoring the difficulties or pretending everything is perfect. Rather, it's about acknowledging the good alongside the challenges and choosing to be thankful for the moments of joy, growth, and love that you encounter. By shifting your attention in this way, you begin to rewire your brain to look for the blessings rather than the burdens. When you begin your day with gratitude, it sets a positive tone for everything that follows. Imagine waking up and immediately thinking of 3 things you are grateful for. It could be as simple as being thankful for your health, for the roof over your head, or for the opportunity to begin a new day. This simple practice starts your mind off on a positive note, which has a ripple effect throughout your entire day. Instead of allowing negativity or stress to dominate your thoughts, gratitude creates a mental space where joy and appreciation can flourish. Practicing gratitude daily doesn't just have emotional benefits, it also has physiological ones. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude regularly can lead to improved mental health, reduced stress, and even better physical health. Gratitude activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps to calm the body, reduce anxiety, and promote healing. When you focus on what you are grateful for, your body relaxes and your energy increases. It's a natural way to boost your mood and maintain a sense of well-being. One of the most profound ways gratitude enhances your life is by improving your relationships. When you take the time to express gratitude toward others, it strengthens the bonds you share. People appreciate being acknowledged and valued, and when you offer your thanks, it deepens trust, creates positive energy, and fosters connection. Gratitude has the ability to transform even the most difficult relationships. By focusing on the positive aspects of the people in your life, you can shift your interactions toward harmony and understanding. Whether you express your appreciation verbally or through acts of kindness, showing gratitude in relationships can lead to stronger, more fulfilling connections. Another powerful aspect of gratitude is its ability to provide clarity. When you focus on what you are thankful for, you gain a clearer perspective on your life. Gratitude helps you to see the bigger picture, to acknowledge how far you've come, and to recognize the resources and support you have. This sense of clarity brings confidence and a greater sense of purpose. When you're clear about what matters to you, you can align your actions with your values and goals. Gratitude becomes a tool that helps you navigate life with intention, making decisions that reflect your true desires and aspirations. It's also important to understand that gratitude is not just for the good times. It's easy to feel thankful when things are going well, but real growth happens when you practice gratitude in difficult moments. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and moments of uncertainty, but when you approach those situations with a mindset of gratitude, you can find lessons in every experience. Instead of getting bogged down by disappointment or frustration, you can choose to see the opportunity for growth. Even in the most trying times, there is always something to be grateful for, a lesson learned, a strength discovered, or a moment of clarity that guides you forward. Gratitude can also be a transformative tool when it comes to self-improvement. It helps you shift your focus from what you lack to what you have. When you are constantly thinking about what you don't have, or what you wish you could change, it can feel like you're always in a state of longing or lack. Gratitude turns that mindset around. By acknowledging all the things you have right now, your talents, your health, your relationships, and even the small everyday moments of joy, you begin to realize that you are already abundant. You start to see yourself as enough, exactly as you are, and that realization fuels growth and progress. To make gratitude a habit, consider keeping a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 to 5 things you are thankful for. These don't have to be monumental events. They can be simple moments or observations that brought you joy. As you write, take a moment to reflect on why you are grateful for each thing. This practice helps you stay grounded and focused on the present, reminding you that there is always something to be thankful for. Over time, this practice will not only make gratitude a natural part of your day, but will also train your mind to look for the good in every situation. Another way to cultivate gratitude is through the act of giving. When you express your gratitude by giving to others, whether through your time, your resources, or your love, you create a cycle of positive energy. The act of giving not only benefits the person you are helping, but also enriches your own life. It reinforces the abundance mindset, reminding you that there is always enough to share. Gratitude becomes a force that multiplies when you give freely, and in turn, it enhances the joy and satisfaction you experience in your own life. While gratitude is a powerful practice on its own, it is most effective when combined with other positive habits. For example, when you pair gratitude with mindfulness, you create an even more powerful tool for personal growth. Mindfulness allows you to be present in each moment, fully aware of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings. When you practice mindfulness along with gratitude, you become more attuned to the small blessings in your life. You begin to notice the beauty in everyday moments, the kindness of strangers, the warmth of the sun, and the quiet moments of peace. By being present and grateful, you cultivate an overall sense of contentment and fulfillment. It's essential to remember that gratitude is not a one-time exercise. It is a lifelong practice. The more consistently you make gratitude a part of your daily routine, the more it will become a natural part of your mindset. Over time, gratitude will reshape the way you view your life, your challenges, and your relationships. You'll begin to see abundance where once there was lack, joy where there was stress, and opportunities where there were obstacles. Gratitude fuels positivity, and positivity fuels growth. By practicing gratitude every day, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities. You free yourself from the weight of negativity and empower yourself to move forward with clarity and purpose. Gratitude transforms your mindset, your relationships, and your life. It is a simple yet profound practice that has the power to change everything. In the process, you'll discover a deep sense of peace, joy, and fulfillment that comes from within. And that in turn becomes the energy that drives you to live your best life. Chapter 10. Commit to lifelong learning and continuous personal evolution. Gratitude is a powerful tool that can transform your life in ways you might not expect. It's easy to take the good things in life for granted, but when you actively practice gratitude, you begin to shift your perspective and open yourself up to an abundance of positive energy and clarity. Gratitude is not just a passive feeling, it's a practice that can fuel your mind, body, and spirit, helping you navigate challenges with a sense of calm and appreciation. The first thing to recognize about gratitude is that it is a conscious choice. You have the power to choose where you focus your attention. Every day, you are presented with a multitude of situations, some positive, some negative. However, the more you choose to focus on the positive, the more positive you will attract into your life. This doesn't mean ignoring the difficulties or pretending everything is perfect. Rather, it's about acknowledging the good alongside the challenges and choosing to be thankful for the moments of joy, growth, and love that you encounter. By shifting your attention in this way, you begin to rewire your brain to look for the blessings rather than the burdens. When you begin your day with gratitude, it sets a positive tone for everything that follows. Imagine waking up and immediately thinking of 3 things you are grateful for. It could be as simple as being thankful for your health, for the roof over your head, or for the opportunity to begin a new day. This simple practice starts your mind off on a positive note, which has a ripple effect throughout your entire day. Instead of allowing negativity or stress to dominate your thoughts, gratitude creates a mental space where joy and appreciation can flourish. Practicing gratitude daily doesn't just have emotional benefits, it also has physiological ones. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude regularly can lead to improved mental health, reduced stress, and even better physical health. Gratitude activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps to calm the body, reduce anxiety, and promote healing. When you focus on what you are grateful for, your body relaxes and your energy increases. It's a natural way to boost your mood and maintain a sense of well-being. One of the most profound ways gratitude enhances your life is by improving your relationships. When you take the time to express gratitude toward others, it strengthens the bonds you share. People appreciate being acknowledged and valued, and when you offer your thanks, it deepens trust, creates positive energy, and fosters connection. Gratitude has the ability to transform even the most difficult relationships. By focusing on the positive aspects of the people in your life, you can shift your interactions toward harmony and understanding. Whether you express your appreciation verbally or through acts of kindness, showing gratitude in relationships can lead to stronger, more fulfilling connections. Another powerful aspect of gratitude is its ability to provide clarity. When you focus on what you are thankful for, you gain a clearer perspective on your life. Gratitude helps you to see the bigger picture, to acknowledge how far you've come, and to recognize the resources and support you have. This sense of clarity brings confidence and a greater sense of purpose. When you're clear about what matters to you, you can align your actions with your values and goals. Gratitude becomes a tool that helps you navigate life with intention, making decisions that reflect your true desires and aspirations. It's also important to understand that gratitude is not just for the good times. It's easy to feel thankful when things are going well, but real growth happens when you practice gratitude in difficult moments. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and moments of uncertainty. But when you approach those situations with a mindset of gratitude, you can find lessons in every experience. Instead of getting bogged down by disappointment or frustration, you can choose to see the opportunity for growth. Even in the most trying times, there is always something to be grateful for, a lesson learned, a strength discovered, or a moment of clarity that guides you forward. Gratitude can also be a transformative tool when it comes to self-improvement. It helps you shift your focus from what you lack to what you have. When you are constantly thinking about what you don't have or what you wish you could change, it can feel like you're always in a state of longing or lack. Gratitude turns that mindset around. By acknowledging all the things you have right now, your talents, your health, your relationships, and even the small everyday moments of joy, you begin to realize that you are already abundant. You start to see yourself as enough, exactly as you are, and that realization fuels growth and progress. To make gratitude a habit, consider keeping a gratitude journal. Each day write down 3 to 5 things you are thankful for. These don't have to be monumental events. They can be simple moments or observations that brought you joy. As you write, take a moment to reflect on why you are grateful for each thing. This practice helps you stay grounded and focused on the present, reminding you that there is always something to be thankful for. Over time, this practice will not only make gratitude a natural part of your day, but will also train your mind to look for the good in every situation. Another way to cultivate gratitude is through the act of giving. When you express your gratitude by giving to others, whether through your time, your resources, or your love, you create a cycle of positive energy. The act of giving not only benefits the person you are helping, but also enriches your own life. It reinforces the abundance mindset, reminding you that there is always enough to share. Gratitude becomes a force that multiplies when you give freely, and in turn it enhances the joy and satisfaction you experience in your own life. While gratitude is a powerful practice on its own, it is most effective when combined with other positive habits. For example, when you pair gratitude with mindfulness, you create an even more powerful tool for personal growth. Mindfulness allows you to be present in each moment, fully aware of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings. When you practice mindfulness along with gratitude, you become more attuned to the small blessings in your life. You begin to notice the beauty in everyday moments, the kindness of strangers, the warmth of the sun, and the quiet moments of peace. By being present and grateful, you cultivate an overall sense of contentment and fulfillment. It's essential to remember that gratitude is not a one-time exercise, it is a lifelong practice. The more consistently you make gratitude a part of your daily routine, the more it will become a natural part of your mindset. Over time, gratitude will reshape the way you view your life, your challenges, and your relationships. You'll begin to see abundance where once there was lack, joy where there was stress, and opportunities where there were obstacles. Gratitude fuels positivity, and positivity fuels growth. By practicing gratitude every day, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities. You free yourself from the weight of negativity and empower yourself to move forward with clarity and purpose. Gratitude transforms your mindset, your relationships, and your life. It is a simple yet profound practice that has the power to change everything. In the process, you'll discover a deep sense of peace, joy, and fulfillment that comes from within. And that in turn becomes the energy that drives you to live your best life.